Okay, so here are our 6 chicks. They're all just over a month old. They're almost 4.5 weeks or so, almost. And the heat lamp is now off. It's about 65 to 70 degrees in this room. I'm seeing how they're doing. Just turned off the heat lamp this morning, beginning to harden them off, just the way you would a plant, so that they can get used to the outdoors. So I'm gonna videotape this process over the next, hopefully they'll be outside and ready within the next couple weeks for sure. Some of that is reliant on what the temperature is like outside. But you can see I've got chicken wire on top of the brooder and blocks to keep it down, because they're strong, they're antsy, and they're really ready to get outside. It's a little chilly yet. It sometimes still gets in the 30s at night, and they're not quite feathered out enough. That's why we turned off the heat lamp, to help them feather out more. But again, I'm going to keep a close eye on them, make sure they're comfortable. And at night, I'll probably turn on the heat lamp again, at least for the first few nights. And we'll watch this process. Alright, so this is the crazy idea. This is an old metal structure that was just way in the back of our yard. So Mike and I carried it into the garden area. It's really close to the coop. Here's the coop, but it's not done. I just finished painting it, so that's really good. And the run doesn't exist yet. So supposedly this is all going to be done in less than a week. So we'll see. So my plan is to bring the chicks in a wheelbarrow, because there's 6 of them. Otherwise, it's a little far from where they're staying to carry them one by one, and basically just try to keep them safe and let them see what grass is like and sunshine and all that good stuff. We'll see how it goes. Alright, other than the fact that Pippin's going ballistic, is this not the cutest thing? There they are in their wheelbarrow. Pippin is on a leash, which he's not used to, but that way he cannot reach them. Alright, lesson number 1. The girls, even though they look a little bigger, can easily walk through 2x2 inch wire. So definitely chicken wire is going to be the way to go. I won't put a lot of effort into this though. Right now I'm just standing very close to them. Pippin's in my arms because he really wants to eat them, and because they can get out of the little area. Aw, they're so cute. I can't get Pippin inside the house because, well, 1, he'll probably destroy it knowing the girls are out here holding him really tight, and 2, I'm sort of waiting for Mike to get home, because then one of us can stay here and make sure no hawks swoop down and eat our baby girls. All right. That's the next phase of brooder to coop. Well, Pippin is at least outside the garden area, but now I know how ferocious other creatures are going to be trying to get these girls, because he just went ballistic trying to dig a hole underneath our garden fence just to get in here. So, and he's usually a pretty good listener, so you know Raccoon's not going to listen. Well, I took some of their fermented feed, which generally they don't like, dumped it on the ground, and in addition, they're having so much fun eating, I don't know, little bugs or insects or bits of grass or weeds that they can find. So I'll definitely be starting the grit up really soon now that they're coming out and eating something besides their little baby food. But yeah, a successful outing so far. I have to admit, while you watch them pecking and basically, you know, being chickens, scratching and just loving all the sounds ever so often, there was a blue jay that was flying overhead. And suddenly they all stopped and their heads went up and their eyeballs got wide, and you know, it's a new thing. It just, well, sounding corny, it fills me with gratitude to know that at least these 6 young ladies are going to be growing up outside of some kind of battery cage. And yeah, And the food that we'll be eating, the eggs we'll be eating, will be from some creatures that, frankly, I think have got a pretty darn sweet life. Alright, something else to mention. When you are taking chicks from a brooder to a coop, and this was something I was going to do eventually, but you notice they're enjoying the shade. Every time a blue jay makes some kind of loud squawky sound, lately they'll make sure they're underneath this, so giving them something to go under. In this case, it happens to be a wheelbarrow. Alright, so today it was rainy most of the day, so instead of bringing them into the backyard in the transition from brooder to coop and that hardening off process, I brought them outside, and I had this little setup over here with some boxes to try to keep some feral cats away and wire. Because we have so many cats around here, I did not leave them unattended for more than maybe 30 seconds to go inside to get wine, which is somewhere, oh, there it is, there's my wine. That's right, gotta do something while I'm standing here watching the chicks. And yeah, they got out of that pretty soon once they started dust bathing, which had I had a camera, I would have shown that, because it's the first time I saw a baby chicken, you know, a 1-month-old, well, actually they're almost 5 weeks now, actually do a dust bath, and it was definitely her very first time. It was this one over here whose behind is facing us. That's Harmony, and she just had a field day. She was filthy when she was done, but somehow she looks all beautiful again. And once I expanded and let them out a little bit, and I'm just standing pretty much hovering over them for hawks or cats or whatever, and they're having a field day. They've been out here, I want to say, at least 40 minutes, and something in this, we got this retaining wall that needs to be repaired, but I'm thinking they're doing a great job cleaning it. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know what the heck they're finding in there, but man, the cracks in that retaining wall, they are just chipping away at it. So I think it's probably little teeny pieces of grit, just ground up clay and whatnot. Oh, there's a butt shot. And yeah, but they're having a really good time, and I think this is part of that whole thing of hardening them off. The weather's okay today. I mean, it's in the 60s. I'm wearing a sweatshirt, but again, their feathers are getting huge. I swear this one to the left, that Buff Orpington with the large tail feathers, she, that's Snoozer right here. We'll zone in on her. Her tail feathers, I swear to God, are like almost twice as large as yesterday. And probably my imagination a little bit. Oh, all right, I'm going to have to rein them in again. All I have to do to rein them in, honestly, is walk towards them. If I walk towards them, yep, let's go back in that bed, honey. Oh, well, she's going to eat a weed. I'm not going to bug her. I want them to eat the weeds. But if I just put my hand down, I'll just show you. If I put my hand down, that's enough to get them to stay where they're supposed to stay, which they got range of this entire flower bed here. And again, having a really good time. Brooder to coop on the process. Okay, so the girls are now 5 weeks old. Today's their 5-week birthday, which is sort of slick, which means they're really quite ready to be outside. However, we're supposed to have a cold snap, and it's supposed to be about 28 tomorrow night, and maybe even the 20s, maybe even tonight, as low as freezing. So I did check with mypetchicken.com and love them. They're really helpful. Said keep hardening them off, but as long as I can hold off a few more days, that would be good. That the birds actually would do fine with the colder temperatures. The problem is they have to progressively get colder. And inside the house, even with the heat off, which I've got everything off, no heat lamp, not even the heat in the room that they're in at all, it is still 60 degrees inside. And right now they're outside here. It's about 44 or so degrees. They're doing great. They're fine in the 40s, no problem. I've even seen them in the wind, some, breezing, no problem. But not quite comfortable with freezing yet, but we're still hardening them off, and pretty soon they should be ready for even below 32 degrees if need be. All right, that is Cheapers, who just this minute figured out how to get to the bottom roost. So there's 2 roosts. This is so awesome. And then I have, there's actually, you can't see them right from here, there's 3 concrete blocks. That's Harmony sitting on the top one. So they have to go from the ground up 3 concrete blocks to jump up to this roost. And we were planning on tonight should be about 38 degrees, which they can handle with the sun shining on them. They're 5 weeks and about 2 days. But at nighttime, I'm concerned that would be too cold, because in the house they have not had anything colder than about 55 degrees. At night they're used to, you know, nothing colder than 55. So we're going to have them in the house one more night and then permanently in the brooder. I mean, excuse me, in the coop, out of the brooder. Transition done.